To Ms. Barbara Lee from California.
The gentlewoman from California is acknowledged for 3 minutes.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, it is with a heavy heart that I rise this evening to offer my condolences to the family of our beloved Juanita Millender-McDonald, to her husband Jim, to her children, to her grandchildren, to her sisters, to her entire family. My thoughts and my prayers are with you during this most difficult times. I am reminded of the many, many moments we shared together and how precious and fun and engaging they were. I met Juanita actually over the telephone when I called to congratulate her for, as the underdog, winning the primary for the California Assembly in 1993, where I was then serving. Even in that first phone conversation, she conveyed such a strong sense of purpose and focus, yet a deep message of sisterhood and optimism about the future. Of course, Juanita won the general election and came to the California legislature, where she demonstrated her keen intellect and her bipartisan legislative abilities as chair of the Revenue and Taxation Committee and as chair of the Assembly Insurance Committee. Juanita and her husband, Jim, participated, also her sister. I'll never forget this. They participated in a delegation which I organized to 5 countries in Africa. And her commitment to the continent and to diplomacy was just recognized by all. Juanita, though, recognized the challenges which I personally faced as the organizer and leader of a delegation, most of whom which members had never been to Africa. And in the most sensitive and loving moments, she presented me to shore me up and to help me out. She presented me with a beautiful Namibian wallet and passport carrier, which I carry with me to this day. And you know it was beautiful and well made. Juanita had a keen sense of style, if you remember how beautiful and elegant Juanita was always dressed. She was a woman of distinction and class, which brought her many compliments. But Juanita was also a woman of substance with a keen intellect, a big heart, and a passionate sense of justice. She worked on many issues relating to the empowerment of women, to HIV and AIDS, to orphans, a host of issues which history will record as improving the lives of millions. Her annual AIDS walk was a source of pride and joy as she shared with us the do's and the don'ts and how to put our own together so we could replicate her success in our own communities. Juanita was a giving person who shared her wisdom with her friends and her colleagues, and I will always remember her actions during the Bill Clinton impeachment era, where she organized a group of women to go to the White House to meet with Mrs. Clinton in a show of support. It was moments like these that you knew you were in the presence of a risk taker and a giant of a woman. Juanita was a loving wife and mother and grandmother and sister. Oftentimes, she brought her beautiful grandchildren to the House floor to give them a sense of her work, a sense of Congress, and of course, to show them off. I'm deeply grateful to Juanita and to her family. As the scriptures say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Thank you, and I yield the balance of my time.